Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Fix Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live replays for today's card. And on today's show, we'll have picks right here from the NFL. Well, we made it to Championships Sunday with two very good games here lined up for you here with Patriots, Broncos, Rams, and Seahawks. Also picks from the NBA. We have an 8-game card, a rescheduling here of Warriors and Timberwolves canceled on Saturday. Now will be made up here on Sunday. Picks from college basketball. Sort out the games that are going to play, the ones that have canceled. We do know at least 5 that are going. Then we have a few add-ons that we just saw this morning come into the mix here. And of course, plays from the NHL. Well, we ask you to go, guys in the audience, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Really helps us build up our audience when you do that. So let's meet the captains and get right to work here on the Tony's Fix Morning Show because we don't mess around here. Chris, what's going on?
Well, not much. Coming off a 2-1 day there. Got both of mine in college basketball yesterday with Texas and Auburn. Then dropped the Jazz. I thought it was a really bad spot for the Heat to come in there and travel and elevation and everything. Thought the Jazz would be able to take care of them, but Heat showed up last night, so we dropped that one. Did get a couple goal scorers and just ready to get to today.
Absolutely. Let's go to El Nino. Sal, what's going on?
Yeah, rough day for me yesterday. I mean, just 0-1, but never nice taking a loss. Went with college basketball, and again, didn't pan out the way I had planned it. And I guess just picked the wrong game too. Obviously, I really liked the spot there with the Wizards. I didn't think the Hornets should be laying double digits against anyone, but didn't go with that one either. Anyway, definitely a few spots to get it back today. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, only two day for me yesterday. But hit the best bet again. I've been on a pretty good best bet run with Portland State, a team that I've been tracking here, coming through for me yesterday. So we'll look to continue that positive movement here on the leaderboards. All right, let's get to the games here for Sunday NFL. 2 on the board, as we know. So we'll get to it right now here. NFL here for Sunday. We have Patriots, Broncos. We see the Patriots. It opened at 6. It's come down here through the week here to 4. There are some 3.5s in the marketplace. Pinnacle 4, circa the land-based casino, but your sharpest land-based casino 3.5 there. Total sits here between about 43. I see a 42.5 over at Pinnacle there. Rams and Seahawks. It opened Seahawks 2.5. It's still 2.5. There is a 2 at circa. That's where the sharps on the casino side, or the land-based casinos, I should say, are leaning there with the Rams there because the Seahawks just 2 there. Total sits here about 45.5. That's come down sharply from an opener of 48. Pinnacle's at 46. We've got a 45.5 at circa. So kind of that tells you where the sharp folks in Vegas are leaning there. I'm not going to say the sharpest book in the world is Pinnacle, and as well as Bet Chris there at 2.5 and 46 there. So there you can see the discrepancy there between the land-based and the offshore world, the 2 sharpest books there. We'll take a look here at injury weather here in these games. Patriots in Denver. Now we've seen some change since the week. Looks like we may have some snowfall here. 55% chance of snow, 19 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour wind. Rams and Seahawks, pretty ideal conditions there for late January. 45 degrees, just 2-mile-an-hour wind there. No precipitation, clear skies in Seattle. So ideal temperatures here for both teams, especially the Rams. They probably didn't want to see precipitation after being in a freezer last week. So we get it started here with Chris.
Yeah, we'll look at a couple totals here. I've got sides on the site if you guys want to go pick those up. But totals on both of these here. Patriots, Broncos, I'm going to take the under. Both teams defending well against the rush. I think we see a lot of ground game today, especially if there's snow and weather involved. So give me the under 43.5 there. I just think we see a little bit lower scoring matchup in that situation. Going the other direction with the Rams and the Seahawks, 45.5. I know it dropped about 3 points there, but both teams very good offensively, so we should see some points in that one. So we'll take the over in that.
There we go with Chris. We move on over to El Nino's.
Yeah, gonna agree with the over in that late one. We got 2 teams coming in trending the over now. I know Seattle has a pretty good defense, but again, still coming in at 10-8 to the over. And well, they haven't faced this Rams offense every week either, so I think the Rams do get their fair share of scoring done. And again, Seattle should be able to get it going a little bit against this Rams defense as well. The Rams also coming in 11-8 to the over, so like the over in that one, as you mentioned. Nice weather there. a little chilly by my standards, but again, it's true too. With all that gear you're running around, that weather should not be a problem for these guys. And the early one, I took a look at a couple props here, not just basically gonna try to make the most of this quarterback situation for the Broncos here. So again, I think they go a little bit run heavy here. I think Harvey should get more than his usual number of touches in this one. And again, especially around the end zone there, wouldn't want to. Not that, I mean, Stidham's a pretty solid passer, but again, wouldn't want to risk any unnecessary interceptions there when you can give yourself a chance to run it in. So again, not getting too much plus money with Harvey, but another guy I like with that quarterback situation is the tight end there, a good old always the backup quarterback's best friend, right? So Evan Ingram getting a plus 550 coming in with only one touchdown on the season, but again, in the end zone, if it is a passing play, expect him to get the first look. So I'll go with Ingram there. Anytime touchdown, plus 550.
There we go with Al Nino saying what I think about these games. Yeah, my initial thought was looking at Denver, but the more I looked into it, I'm going to go into England here and lay the points with the Patriots in this one. Stidham, he entered the league in 2019, played in 21 games, 59% completion rate, 7.2 yards per pass attempt. This is his third season in Denver. The Knicks in his rookie season, if you remember, Stidham came in as a starter in that training camp in 2024, and Knicks beat him out. I think it was a surprise to everybody. People expected Stidham to get the start, but Knicks beat him out in 2024, which kind of puts a little concern for me. And one thing, Patriots have been very good on the road this year. I think they've won every road game this season. They faced only one road playoff team, though, I will say, and Buffalo came away with a 3-point win. But the Patriots on the road averaged 30 points a game, 72% completions, 9 yards per pass attempt, very good road numbers. Denver in their past 3 home games. This is the issue I have here. Denver, this really it swung me to the New England side. Denver in their past 3 home games against playoff teams who utilize their starters, so we're not going to count that Charger game at the end of the season. They gave 26 points to the Packers, 34 points to the Jaguars, 30 points to the Bills. Past 3 home games against playoff teams. We're not counting the Chargers because the Chargers rested their starters in that game. So the Denver defense is cracking especially in that game against the Jaguars. That was an ugly one. But even the Packers got points on them. The Bills got points on them. Bills threw the game away with the turnovers. But again, of course, that questionable play at the end. Again, Drake May has played very well, and I think he's up for this challenge. And again, if the Denver has to play catch up, that's what I'm worried about. With the backup quarterback in there, and it's again, I was going back and forth, but I'm going to settle here I'm going to take New England here in this one. Their road numbers have been solid. You can't knock. It's hard to win road games in the NFL, and the way they've won games on the road, got to be impressed with that. So I'll take them in that spot there. Rams, Seattle. I agree with the panel here. I like the over in this game. It's coming down considerably. I know it's one of those situations where, big games go under. Well, the Rams aren't going to win a game 13-6 or 20-17. That's just not their mantra. They're all about putting points on the board. So I look for some scoring in this game. Seahawks in their past 2 home games averaged 39.5 points a game. They've gone over in 6 of 9 at home. Rams 5-0 the over on the road, facing teams that outscore opponents by 6 points or greater. Seahawks 12-2 to the over at home as a home favorite here of 7 or fewer points. So these games have trended under. Matter of fact, the Rams have gone over in 7 straight in good weather. I'm not counting that Bear game. That Bear game was bad. I'm going to look here at that spot there here for LA and Seattle going over 45.5 in this way. I know, man, been getting lucky, but man, this Denver defense is not that good. I mean, it's just really what it comes down to. Not played very good with that with what they looked like against playoff teams. So I'll look here at this one, LA and Seattle going over the total. All right, let's continue here on the show as we continue on here in the NBA. We'll turn our attention over to the NBA here for today. Let's take a look here what we got here. NBA for today. We've got 8 games on the schedule, so we'll just do 2 blocks of 4 here as we get started here with block number 1. Let's get to the NBA. All right, we've got here the Kings and the Pistons. Looks like Detroit 13.5 here. Total sits here 226.5. We go to Nuggets and the Pacers. And in this one, we've got Nuggets and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, 4.5. I'm seeing 5s pop up right now, total 222.5. Nuggets, that's the Nuggets, they're dogs. Warriors and T-Wolves, a rescheduling game. It's Minnesota 7. There's a 6.5 out there, total 235.5. Pelicans and Spurs, it's the Spurs, 12 and 11.5, total 239.5. And we'll take a look at the injury reports for these games. Kings and Pistons, Murray out, Levine questionable. For Detroit, it's LeVert doubtful. Cunningham has been upgraded to probable there. Denver and Memphis here. Laundry list here for Denver here. Bates, Braun, Gordon, Johnson, Jokic all out. Murray, Valanciunas, Watson are questionable. For Memphis, it will be Aldama, Clark, Edey, Jerome, Morant, Pippen out there. In the Warriors Timberwolves game, it will be Seth Curry, Kuminga out, Steph Curry, Horford, Melton all questionable. For Minnesota, it will be Shannon out in that game. New Orleans and San Antonio, we got Murray out for New Orleans. Alvarado is doubtful. For San Antonio, just Cornette is questionable. We get started here with Chris.
Look at the Sacramento-Detroit game. Definitely probably stay away from me. I think Sacramento's annoying enough to stay in this here, at least with a 13.5. So slight lean to them with the points. Not to say that Detroit couldn't blow them out, but yeah, Sacramento's kind of just that annoying team that could come back through the back door there. Nuggets, Grizzlies, I'm going to take the over 221.5. I don't think we see any defense at all played. Plus, I would probably lean the Nuggets on that one. Memphis just not covering much lately. So I'd rather have the points with the Nuggets there, but I think the over is in play. Probably leaving the Warriors-Timberwolves game alone today. I know it's a reschedule. Not much change on mine from yesterday. Probably still go Timberwolves, but just leave it alone. And then I'm going to take the points with the Pelicans here. I don't think the Spurs are going to blow anybody out. I mean, they look at them, they're 2-3 in their last 5. They've just not been covering. So slight lean to the Pelicans with the points.
Here we go here with Chris. Move on over to El Ninos. You're on mute out.
Sorry about that. I'm leaning towards the Kings there as well. Obviously, the Pistons much better team, but laying 2 touchdowns there I think is a little unnecessary. Again, if you like the Pistons, I'd just lay the -130 for them to win both halves. But I'm grabbing the points there with the Kings in that one. Nuggets, Grizzlies, yeah, a lot of injuries in this one. So this one's a tricky one. Probably more of a stay away. Again, depends who ends up playing for the Nuggets here. Guess Murray being the biggest question mark right now. But again, not much of a play right now. Wolves, Warriors. Yeah, I like the Wolves better at that opening line, but still leaning that way. Again, Curry questionable now too. So if he sits this one out, could get real ugly. So yeah, like the Wolves there. And yeah, small lean to the Pelicans there to keep it respectable. But again, if you like the Spurs, take them to win both halves there. I'm seeing that -105.
There we go here from Al Ninos here. Tell you what I think here about these early games. Yeah, I can only look here at Sacramento at that big plus price. The Pistons issues shooting the 3-point shot. That's going to be their issue. Maybe their downfall when we get to the playoffs, not making threes here. Kings have been shooting the ball pretty well over the past 2 weeks. Pistons have failed to cover 4 of 6. Shooting, as we said, is the issue. Kings have covered 5 of 8 with spots of good defense here. I'll look at the Kings getting all those points. Boy, that Nuggets and Grizzlies, I agree here with Chris. I'll go ahead and take the Nuggets plus the points here. Grizzlies have failed to cover 4 of 5. Shooting an issue here with this Grizzlies team. But maybe the coaching better on that Denver side, the way they've been performing with their backups. Without Jokic, they've been respectable there. Stay away from the Warriors, Minnesota. I don't like that line move. And I don't like the way the Warriors have played without Jimmy Butler also. So I'm not that interested in that one there. Yeah, I'll take all the points with the Pelicans. Looking at the Pelicans over the past 2 weeks, have shot the ball well, 48%, 37% from 3. You're not going to get much defense from the Pelicans, but the shooting at that big number, I'll look to get them in that spot with New Orleans here at the big plus price there in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Move to block 2. We got some back-to-back teams in action here, Mavericks and the Bucks. Look at this. The Mavericks on back-to-back. Bucks rested. Only a 1-point favorite here for Milwaukee. Wow, total 220. Raptors at Thunder. Thunder 11.5, total 225. Heat on a back-to-back and the end of their road trip there, where they had 2 back-to-backs on this road trip. It will be the Suns now up to 4.5. Total sits here at 227.5. Nets and Clippers. Nets starting a trip here. Clippers 8.5 here. Total 211. We'll take a look at the injury reports here from these games. We'll take a look here at the Warriors and the Timberwolves here. And in this one, we've got Seth Curry and Kuminga out. Steph Curry, Horford, Melton here are questionable. It will be – sorry, that was in the other block here. Let's go. We want to go to Dallas and Milwaukee. Yeah, Dallas, Milwaukee here. Davis, Irving out. Cisse here is questionable for Milwaukee. We know Giannis is going to be sidelined for a while. Porter and Prince also out. Green is questionable, and Trent is probable. We go over to the Raptors and the Thunder. For the Raptors, it's Hepburn and Podol out. Murray, Boyles, Quickly, and Walter are questionable. For OKC, Caruso, Hardenstein, Mitchell, Topic, the good Jalen Williams are out. Wiggins is questionable. Heat and the Suns here. The Suns, the Heat, the back-to-back team. We've got Hero, Rozier, Ware out. Mitchell, probable. For Phoenix, we know Booker is going to be out. Let's see how long he's going to be out for, because he's limped off the court. We talked about that on Friday. He limped off the court there. He's out there with the ankle. He was spotted leaving on crutches on, he had the crutches on. So I'm going to get this one right. He had crutches on when he left. So we'll see what
this
the story
is. This is a new
is.
one, though.
Yeah, that's a new one there. So we got him on crutches leaving the game yesterday. So the ankle, he's not going to play. We'll have to keep an eye on Booker. Green is questionable there. For Brooklyn and the Clippers, it'll be Highsmith, Cam Thomas, and Traore. Traore had a pretty good game the other day. He's out there for Brooklyn. After he looked pretty good against Boston. So some of these young guys, but this Igor Demon, he's in the lineup. He has shown some spark there. Interesting starting lineup for this Nets team. Demon, Drake Powell, Michael Porter, Danny Wolf, Nick Claxton. So that's your starting lineup for the Nets here. A bunch of young guys here as well as with Porter. For the Clippers, Bogdanovich, Jones, Chris Paul has yet to be released. And we got a probable status here on Leonard. And we should get it started off here with Chris.
Let's see. So the Raptors, I didn't hear RJ Barrett on an injury report, and there's a whole bunch of people on the Thunder's injury report, especially the good Jalen Williams, as he's referred to on this show, which I love. He's out. So give me the Raptors to come in there to OKC plus 11.5. That's just too many pieces for OKC to be missing there for me. Probably leaving that Mavs-Bucks game alone. The Bucks really haven't covered much as of late, but just a tricky line there, 1.5. I don't know. They could win that completely. Mavericks could come in here and win it outright. So I'm gonna leave it alone. It's just a little bit weird to me. But Nets and the Clippers, take the Clippers with all those points plus they're minus 8.5. I think they blow out the Nets at home today and get rid of it. The Nets are just terrible. So we'll take the Clippers to get it done.
There we go here from Chris. Move on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I ended up taking a look at this total here. Mavs, Bucks. You mentioned the Mavs being on the back-to-back here. They're coming in at 25-20, the under. And obviously that big injury for Milwaukee there. No Giannis. Obviously he's a huge piece on defense too, but he can be quick transition offense and a big part of this offense that, he can lead as a point forward a lot of times. But also the Bucks coming in at 27-17, the under there. So, more people will have the green light maybe without Giannis, but expect that offense to at least come out slow a little bit. So I'll take the under in that one. And moving on down, I really like the Raptors getting all these points here. I think they lost the last meeting by 12, if I'm not mistaken. But again, with RJ Barrett back in the lineup there, I think they can give the Thunder a pretty good matchup and at least keep it respectable there. So I'll take the points with the Raptors. Suns Heat. I've been back and forth on this one quite a bit. Obviously, no Devin Booker. There's a tough spot for the Suns. Looks like money coming in on the Suns anyway. So maybe still a Suns spot there, but again, wouldn't be shocked at all by an upset here. So maybe the value now is on the Heat, actually. And that will wrap it up for me.
There from El Ninos here. What I think about these games here, I'm staying away from them. The Mavericks choked that game. They had the Lakers put away, and they let them back in the door. So I'm going to stay away from that Mavs game. I'll look at the points here with Toronto here, the plus 11.5. They got their shooters back here. We've seen the Raptors covering 3 straight. The shooting has been really well. OKC has failed to cover 7 of 11 spots of poor 3-point shooting. We look over the past 2 weeks, Toronto has defended 3-ball pretty well, and OKC has not given up 38% from 3. I'll look at taking the points here. Going to stay away from Heat Suns. Just don't know what I'm going to get with the Heat. They're just to me, a tough team to figure out there. And of course, that line has moved 2 points from the opener. And we know the defense has been good for the Suns. They've covered 9 of 12 with good defense. And the Heat there showed some spark yesterday, getting that big win. But I'll look at late here with the Clippers. The Clippers have been defending the ball very well. Boy, look at the Brooklyn's form over the past 2 weeks. They're shooting just 43%, but they're giving up over 49% shooting, 41% from 3. The Clippers can make open threes. There's no doubt about that. So I'll take the Clippers there to cover the spread. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Fix Morning Show. We'll try to make some sense out of this college basketball card for today. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we got 6 altogether. There must have been another cancellation here. Or I know that we had St. Francis, New Haven. That was on the board yesterday. That one has been canceled. I think they added IP Indy and Purdue Fort Wayne to the card today. That's the one they added to it because we saw some games canceled here. So the St. Francis New Haven game was a late cancellation, and Purdue Fort Wayne and IU Indy was a late addition. So 6 games on the card. So we'll just ask the cappers, just give us what you got. Notable games here: Oregon and Washington, with Washington up to 10.5, 10-point favorite now, total 143. USC and Wisconsin. These are your Peacock games. Wisconsin up to 8. There's 8.5 now at Circa, total 160.5. Southern Illinois, Evansville. Southern Illinois on the road are going to lay 3.5. 3, total 140.5. This gives what you got, college hoops. We'll start with Chris.
Yeah, a couple look here at Florida Atlantic, South Florida. I'll take the points with FAU there in that one. They're just covering a little bit better than South Florida is. So we'll take the 4.5 there. And then probably not a real popular pick there, but I'm going to take the plus 9.5 there with Oregon against Washington. Just a lot of lumber there for Washington to lay there. Oregon should be able to keep this thing close. But, yeah, just 2 leans in college basketball today.
There we go with Chris on Ordaninos.
Yeah, not too much obviously today, but again, I do agree with taking the points there with Florida Atlantic there over USF. Also, was looking at the over in this one. We got 2 teams that like to play at a really fast pace, and both teams coming in at 10-8 to the over. So I think we see another over there. Took the under in that Oregon-Washington game. It's this one, again, 2 teams playing at a much slower pace here, and both teams trending the under. So I'll go under in Washington, Oregon. And last but not least, looking at this USC-Wisconsin game, I'm going to take another over here. Both teams, again, on the faster side pace-wise, and USC 500 on its totals, but Wisconsin coming at 12-7 to the over. So I'll take another over there.
There we go with Alan Ninos here. What I think of these games. Yeah, I agree with FAU here. They're tops in defensive efficiency in the AAC. This is a team that forces turnovers. They gave up just 43% shooting inside, and they played already 7 games in conference. So they piled up some very good numbers in conference with 7-game sample size. They hit 61% from 2. USF not as good defensively here. A team that doesn't force turnovers and give 34% from 3, and not a very good 2-point shooting team as well. And they don't make their free throws. Also covered 8 of 10 with really good defense. FAU has missed the cover in 4 of 6 with bad shooting. I'll look at FAU in that one. And I agree here. I like. I'm going to take Oregon here plus the points. I know it's been an ugly season for both teams, but the Ducks have been defending a little better. Also, when you look at the Huskies over the past month, 26% from 3 and giving up 48% shooting overall. I'll look at Oregon here plus the points there. I'll take the points with USC. They are defending the 3-point line pretty well and playing good defense right now. Trojans have covered 3 of 4 with their defense. So I'll look at them in this spot. Wisconsin is just 12th in defensive efficiency against the Big Ten. They don't force turnovers. They allow 56% shooting from 2-point distance. I don't like that 2-point shooting defense from Wisconsin in conference play. They've already played 8 games in conference, so those numbers are are tallying there. I'll look to take the points with Evansville plus the 4. Southern Illinois 10th in offensive efficiency, a team that turns the ball over, only make 27 from 3. They don't make their free throws, weak on the glass defensively. Evansville will rebound for you offensively, and they defend the 3 and they make their free throws. Southern Illinois has missed the cover in 5 of 6. Poor shooting is the issue. I'll look at Evansville in that spot plus the points. All right, let's continue here on Tony's Morning Show. We'll turn our attention over to NHL. What we do here in the mornings here, we have an NHL show here at Daily Dangle. So here, what we do in this segment, we just ask the cappers, just give us what you got in hockey for Sunday, and we'll start with Chris.
I'll give you a couple goal scorers that didn't make the hit list last night. We'll go Drake Batherson and Pavel DeForvier with the Pavel's with the Golden Knights. I could have done a whole video on the Golden Knights. They look really great today. But anyway, I'll put those in the chat as well to let you guys know who they are.
There we go. Here on Chris. From Chris, we move on over to Nino's.
Yeah, bless you, Tony. Yeah, good matchup here to open the card up. Avalanche at Maple Leafs. Obviously, I think that Colorado is the more trustworthy team here, the more consistent team. But that being said, I think all the value is on the Maple Leafs at home. So I'll take a small shot there on Toronto. Devils Kraken. Could this be the spot the Kraken turn things around here against the Devils, who've been a little up and down at home? So could be, but I think the Devils, again, worth laying a little bit of juice with here. Just playing the better hockey coming into this one. Kraken just haven't looked good at all lately, so take a small shot on the Devils there. Moving on down. Panthers, Blackhawks. I'm gonna take again a small shot here on Florida. Still dealing with some injuries, but they are getting healthier as well. So I like the price we're getting on these Panthers here. I lay it on the road here against the Blackhawks, who haven't been terrible at all themselves, but again, I think just the Panthers the better team here. And the Ducks, yeah, they're quacking. So quack. We'll take the Ducks again here in this one to just keep it rolling. Coming in here on a nice little win streak against the Calgary team that, again, has been not very consistent or very good this season. So I'll take a shot on the Ducks in that one to wrap things up.
Here we go from Al Ninos here on the Ducks. See a lot of empty seats in the prime seats. They don't reduce the prices on those Duck tickets. They'd rather have an empty seat than reduce the price. Especially on the StubHubs of the world. I've been trying to look to go see a game, but man, I said, dude, drop those prices, man, and they're going to watch the games, and they're always empty down in the lower bowl. So I don't know what they do out there in Anaheim land. There, all right, we got you through the hockey. Now it's time for our parlay purple segment, where our Cappers give it a parlay team player prop game of the future. They make the call here. We get started here with Chris.
Yeah, we'll give you an ugly dog parlay here from the NBA today. These are ugly, but could go. We'll go Sacramento with the points, New Orleans with the points, and Toronto with the points. I think these guys keep it close today. And then a couple touchdown scores that I like today that didn't make the hit list. We'll go Devontae Adams, and we're going to take Drake May if he gets close to the end zone. I think he runs that in there as well. So we'll take both those guys for a touchdown.
There we go here from Chris. Move on over to Ninos.
I was thinking very similar to what Chris just gave out. I'll start off with the Kings as well. I'll go with, gonna try to switch it up a little bit because I actually like another one he gave out. I can't. We'll go Raptors first half. Or actually, let's just take the Raptors full game as well, and then I will throw on the Panthers.
Yeah, from Al Ninos here. I'll take Toronto here plus the points with the plus price on Oregon, and I'll take the plus here with USC. There, all right, we got you through our probably purple segment. Now let's just see what we have for sale over at Tony Six. We just gave you our free plays, but if you're looking for our best bets, our premium plays, well, click the link in the description. That'll take you right on over to TonySpix.com, where you'll take a look at all of our site here, showcasing top performers in our industry with leaderboards as well. Showing you the site here as we take a look here at TonySpix.com. Ready to roll here on this Sunday card. Let's see what Chris has going on for sale right now over at Tony Spix. Chris, what you got?
I've got you guys a best bet in the NBA tonight, and I've got you both. I've got your best bet in the NFL and then another pick in the NFL. Both are sides there with spreads. So I'll wrap those up in a 3-pack for you here directly. You can grab all those up there. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. It's going to save you the 15% off of that. Hop on to the long term here. We still do have a lot of college basketball. We've got NBA. We'll be covering the Super Bowl when that takes place there. But we'll still have a lot of action here between the basketball that I cover and everything. So hop on something there. Pair me up with your favorite capper you see that's doing well for the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Let us both go to work for you. And let's just continue trying to do well.
That's right, guys. You got with Chris over at Tony'sPicks.com. Best bets on the board right now from Chris, as well as those best bets are profit guaranteed. All of our one-day passes are. They must turn a profit or amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guaranteed. Get on board with Chris over at Tony's Picks, or you can look for those long-term subscriptions also there on the site. Let's take a look over at Al Nino, see what he's got rolling today over at Tony's Picks. Al Nino's put together impressive numbers here for the year. Amongst the leaderboard right now for 2026 is Al. This is all based on $100 unit wager size. So Al, what you got for sale?
Yeah, just gonna have some up very shortly. As you said, we get our plays in by 11 a.m. So we'll have one up there shortly. Looking at both these NFL games, honestly, should get there in both of them. May get there in the NBA, and there's a couple plays I really like in the NHL as well. So look out for those. And again, most of that stuff should be up by 11 a.m.
That's right, guys. Getting on board here with Al Ninos over at Tony's Picks. Have best bets and more will be up there, guys. And of course, remember the long-term subscription is the way to go with Al. The way he's been running, you may consider that 1 month all sports pass. Got a lot of sports coming up here with the Super Bowl, the NCAAB championship for today, college basketball, as well as NBA, NHL as well. So get on board. Remember the promo code TonyT at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off on that promo code. And our 2-for-1 cap promotion, you can match Al up with your favorite capper by selecting the 2-for-1 cap promotion. You select Al Ninos and you can even set Chris in there with your 2-for-1 cap promotion. So go ahead and get signed up. You can see you save 50% off the second capper when you go 2-for-1. All right, over on the site today, I have 2 premiums right now. I have one from the NFL as well as a play from college basketball. Also sold as best bets individually. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save you that 15% off. All right, guys, we're with you here on the Tony 6 Morning Show. Here with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. And welcome you guys to get on over to our YouTube channel where we have a lot of great content up there for you right now over on the YouTube. And we just type in Tony's Picks on the YouTube search, and you'll be able to find our channel very easily there, Tony's Picks. And over on the channel right now, you'll find content from us and all of the cappers here. We just type in Tony's Picks. Best way to navigate our site is right on the homepage. Any of our live shows will show up on top. Archive of our live shows is right next on the playlist. The compilation videos are up there. I've got NBA, college hoops, NFL, and deep dives for you right now, as well as the props. We got Chris's props up there, both NHL and NFL. So look for the props on the playlist. Chris is ready to roll there. NFL playlist up there. You got my pick. You got Chris's up there. You got Alessandro had some up there from yesterday. Ramon up there as well. NBA ready to go here with his NBA card for you guys. So we're rock and loaded for today's action. NHL up there as well. Ramon did a complete rundown on the NHL. Of course, we have the fight picks when the fights are going on. Had a really good watch that UFC card yesterday on Paramount Plus. Really good production. Shorts up there as well. So we're ready to roll here on the channel for today's action. Of course, Chris at Prop List has been very, very good feature here on the channel. And right here on the props, you got a couple of videos for the folks.
Yeah, I got you a couple today. Now, you did just have 3 goal scorers today. Just didn't have a lot of data from the other games at the time of the video, but I still wanted to separate those so we could differentiate between the NFL and the NHL today. You do have 4 touchdown scores in the NFL one, so go check that out. Currently, I'm looking up odds there for Senna. He was asking for Pavel and Batherson. I'll get those in the chat for you as well. A lot of interaction with the NHL one today. I don't know if anybody's happy with it or if they're questioning the picks or repeat picks, but I just go by system, and as long as they meet that system, I'll take them. Some guys go on streaks. These guys can score a couple games in a row, so worth looking at there. But yeah, as long as I've got data, you guys will have a video every day.
That's right, guys. So check it out over on Tony's YouTube channel. Props, ready to find it. Just hit the homepage and you'll find the props playlist, and you'll find Chris's hit list right there as well. Of course, El Nino is pretty much a fixture here on the morning shows.
Yeah, try to make it as often as I can here on the morning show. So make sure you keep tuning in. And again, always catch those replays if you can't watch it early. But also make sure you check out all the other great content over at Tony Spick's YouTube channel.
That's right, guys. So check out our YouTube channel here. Live shows, our archives here. We got the night moves with DeAndre and Ramon here. Complete rundown on the entire card. That's up for you right now. Of course, our morning shows archived there. Night moves. Of course, we've got also happy hour during the week with Rod. We got the look ahead show with Alessandro. Get ahead of the line moves with the look ahead show every day here at midnight Eastern. Daily Dangle, a hockey show with Rod and company. Check that out 1 Eastern time. So a lot of great content. 5 live shows here on the channel. So check it out here on the Tony Spick's YouTube channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. And of course, appreciate everybody here in the chat for today. Here, join us here on the Tony Spick's Morning Show. I'll take a look here what we got here in the chat room right now. Folks there with the Cinna there for today. Shout out to CalDog. Good luck to you today. Stay warm out there as well. Andrew in the chat. Bodun in there as well. This is what he likes for today. Up there. Cinna in there as well. Chris gave me this place for today here, as well as our man Cinna again with more of the content and the updates. All right, that's him do it here for the show. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Any closing thoughts for any of you guys before we close it out?
Just make it
Just enjoy the games and best of luck.
Best of luck to everyone. We're going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the